Part 3 of chapter number 3, Money and Inflation. In this video, we will learn the topic of inflation. Topic of inflation has been divided in three broad categories. First, concept of inflation. Second, characteristics of inflation. And the third one is causes of inflation. Let us first of all understand the concept of inflation. Basically, people believe that inflation means price rise, but that is incomplete meaning. Tell me why price will increase. Price will increase only if demand will increase, and increase in demand will be more than supply. That's why, according to AP Learner, a situation of excess demand over the supply of goods is called inflation. And apart from that, when income of a person increases, but exactly his purchasing power do not increase, then inflation will take place. That's why, according to AC Pigou, inflation is said to occur when monetary income rises faster than real income. Apart from the meaning of inflation, there is one more concept associated with the inflation, which is suppressed inflation. Each and every economy has to face some adverse situation or economic crisis where price rise will take place. But if in the situation of price rise, government kept control over increase in price levels through rules, laws and subsidies, then it is considered as suppressed inflation. In short, the situation of inflation exists but do not come out in the picture. The second part of our video is characteristic of inflation. There are basically four characteristics of inflation. First, there is continuous rise in the level of price. If price rise took place for a shorter period of time, then it is not considered as inflation. Second, price rise took place in all sectors of economy. If price will rise in one or two sectors, then also it is not considered as inflation. Third point, generally price rise because of shortage of supply. But if everyone got employment opportunity and everyone increases production, and still even after full employment opportunity price will rise, then we should consider it as inflation. Fourth, in some situation when price level increases and due to high prices, if purchase power of money will reduce, and such reduction in purchasing power is also known as inflation. Third and the most important topic of inflation is causes of inflation. The basic reason for inflation is high income. High income lead to high demand, but due to shortage of supply, price will rise, and all these situations lead to inflation. Let us understand reasons of inflation in detail. First, increase in demand. There are total three reasons for increase in demand. First of them is increase in supply of money. According to some monetarists are those persons who study the supply of money in economy. According to some monetarists, inflation is purely monetary phenomenon. According to them, if the income of person will increase, then he will definitely increase the demand. But just increase in the income will not increase in the supply. So supply remains steady. And as a result, inflation will take place due to the imbalance between demand and supply. Michael has very well said that too much money chasing too few goods can cause inflation. Means the person who is having too much money and he is running to grab very few goods, then all this situation will definitely create the situation of inflation. One more concept connected with imbalance between demand and supply is demand pull inflation. When inflation took place just because of increase in demand, if increase in demand is just one reason of inflation, then it is considered as demand pull inflation. Second, increase in public expenditure. In developing countries like India, government is highly involved in the process of economic development. To develop the economy, government increases more and more expenditure to provide infrastructure facilities, basic utilities, and to provide more and more employment opportunity to the people. And to fulfill all these three tasks, government has to incur huge expense. Such expense will create greater circulation of money in the whole economy. Now such greater circulation of money will increase income of the people. If income of the people will increase, then they will increase the demand also. Such increase in demand will increase the price, and finally inflation will take place. So the simple measure is that money is coming out from the treasury of government and comes into the pocket of people. Now people are increasing demand and inflation is taking place. Third, overpopulation. In India, every year 2% population is increasing. Such increasing population is increasing demand also. But there is insufficient supply compared to this increasing demand. So the imbalance between demand and supply will definitely increase the price, and such increase in price causes inflation. Second main reason for the inflation is increase in the cost of production. Whenever there is increase in the cost of production, like cost of raw materials, machines, electricity, water rate, wages rate, then such increase in the cost of production will definitely increase the price of product, and price of the product will increase, then it will lead to inflation. When inflation took place just because of high cost of production, when inflation took place just because of high cost of production, then it is considered as cost push inflation or supply shock inflation. Because if cost of production will increase, then supply will definitely reduce. Third main reason of inflation include three other reasons. First, taxation policy. Second, increase in the price of import. And third, scarcity. Let us understand first taxation policy in detail. If taxation rate are high, then due to high tax rate, production cost will increase. Due to high production cost, price will increase, and due to such high prices, inflation will take place. Second, increase in the price of import. Exactly, we are importing 70% of petroleum products. If price of import will increase, then it will definitely increase price of crude. And such increase in the price of crude will make the transportation costlier, and it will definitely increase price of many products, which will cause inflation. Third is scarcity. Scarcity means lower amount of supply. Whenever scarcity of production requirement take place, it will increase the cost of production due to the imbalance between demand and supply, which will increase the price of product. If such scarcity prevails for a shorter period of time, then there is no problem. But if the scarcity prevails for a longer period of time, then definitely it will cause inflation in economy. Let's have an overview of the whole concept of the causes of inflation. First reason of inflation was increase in demand. As we learn that if inflation take place just because of increase in demand, then it is considered as demand pull inflation. The first point in that is increase in the supply of money, where we learn that if supply of money will increase, then people will have more income and more demand, but due to imbalance between demand and supply, inflation will take place, where Malcolm has said that too much money chasing too few goods can causes inflation. Second, increase in public expenditure, where we learn that India is the developing country and government has to incur more and more expenditure for the development of economy, but all such expenditure increases income of people, and due to increase in the income of people, they are having more demand, And once again, there is imbalance between the demand and supply, so inflation take place. Third, overpopulation. Where population of India is increasing every year by 2%, such increasing population is increasing demand, but once again there is the imbalance between demand and supply due to insufficient supply, so inflation will take place because price will rise. Second, main cause of inflation is increase in the cost of production. There are lots of factors of production like raw material, machine, electricity, wages, water rate. If price of all such factors of production will increase, then it will increase the price of product, and if price of product will increase, then definitely inflation will take place. One more concept was there, that if inflation took place just because of increase in cost of production, then it is considered as cost push inflation or supply shock inflation. Third main cause of inflation is other reasons, which include further three reasons in that. Exactly all these three reasons works in chain. First, taxation policy. If rate of tax are high, then definitely it will increase the cost of production. If cost of production will increase, then price will increase and it will lead to inflation. Second, increase in price of import. Exactly, we are importing 70% of petroleum products. If cost of petroleum will increase, then it will increase transportation cost, and finally price of the product will also increase, which again lead us to the inflation. Third is scarcity. Scarcity means lower amount of supply than demand. This is a very simple reason, that if demand is high and supply is low for a longer period of time in any economy, then it will definitely increase the cost of production as well as price of the product, and such situation will definitely convert in the situation of inflation.